Hey y'all, and thank you for tuning in to Divine Feminine Tarot Tea. Okay, all right. If you like what you see, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Okay, do not be afraid to go ahead and hit that bell. Okay, if you want to be here every single time that me and the T team are up in here getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages. If you would like a personal reading from me, please do not be afraid to go ahead and hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. All readings are $44 and 44 cents. Okay, and do have at least a 48-hour turnaround. Y'all, let's go ahead and jump into it. Listen here. All I can say is I'm seeing a feminine energy that is running. I'm seeing somebody standing in the rain. Somebody is running in the rain, standing in the rain. I have no clue what is going on. Obviously, we had some cars just jump out. Open up to talk, okay? Past life, okay? Something from the past. Could it be taking a risk? Death, okay. Something from the past. You took a risk with someone from the past. And it did not work, y'all. It did not work. And now this person, I'm seeing this feminine is literally running over her shoulder. Running. Trying to quickly outrun. I don't know. Trying to quickly outrun. Take a look at this. Okay, on the bottom of the deck. Deeply hurts. Something has gone down, y'all. Okay, something has gone down. You opened the door to talk to a past love. It was a risk you were willing to take. And all of a sudden, it just went really, really sour. Okay, something went terribly wrong and you were left deeply wounded. Somebody is on the run. Somebody is standing in the rain, y'all. Something has gone down. Okay. What I literally heard when I said rain, y'all. On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. What I'm hearing right there, if that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? Oh, okay. I'm going to tell y'all. No. No. That's what I'm getting. That's what happened. There was a storm in y'all's relationship. Y'all heard Johnny Gill. That was the question. Tell me, can you weather the storm? That was the whole point. Can you stand the rain? No. No. This person left you out in the storm. When things went wrong, okay, we know the question of can you stand the rain? Obviously, can you stand the rain? No. Rain came and this person left. Okay, somebody standing in the rain alone. This person did not show up when it got tough. This person, so I'm literally seeing this feminine is running from like a black cloud. What is the black cloud? What is that? What is that? Spirit, what is that? What is the black cloud that this feminine is running from? Okay, somebody is running from widower. Hold on, that thing just got interesting. Widower. Ooh. Somebody is vindictive, honey. You're in a vindictive energy. You are trying to outrun your own anger. You're trying to outrun your own desire to get justice. Okay? To get justice for this person shattered your hope. This person shattered your constancy. Your hope for constancy, rather. You thought this person was coming to stay. Okay, you thought this person was coming to stay. And they just were not. This person really disappointed, cut, and somebody is really hurt. Okay. You even feel to a certain degree that this man may have killed you. Okay. Like emotionally, heart-wise. Y'all, this is a sad one. Like the energy I feel is very sad. Somebody is so hurt. This is somebody from your past. Somebody took a chance on a past love. And this person, you know, you opened the door because of y'all's past. Okay. and it was risky. This person may have even encouraged you to take the risk. And there was like a betrayal or something that just left someone devastated. Okay? The energy is very sad. Like somebody is mourning this very deeply. Okay? Yeah. It's a heavy energy on this one, y'all. Okay? We see galactic message, y'all. There is a message coming to you. Okay? It was written. This is very powerful. Galactic message scribe written, sitting together. It was written, y'all. The message that is coming to you. Okay? This is it, y'all. Somebody needs, I think you need a word or you need some healing. You need something. You're about to receive it. Okay, this is your message. Somebody out there, this is your message. Because somebody is grieving. Somebody is, I literally see this is an energy that is like standing in the rain alone holding a balloon. Okay, somebody is so... Somebody has been left really heartbroken. Okay? Because you took... This is somebody that's guarded. You took a risk, okay? So this is different for you. You stepped out, and this person just kind of annihilated you emotionally. I don't know what this was all about, or you know. Okay, it seems like you potentially suffered abandonment. Okay, something to that effect. So it's a message to you, okay? Ace of Pentacles with the Four of Cups. With the Ten of Cups. Okay, there was no family here for you. There was no family here for you. Somebody thought that there was something in this for them. And you're thinking like, I thought that we were headed towards this. I thought that we were headed towards that. You know, like family and this. We don't see that in the cards. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Ten of Cups. There was no, as far a divine feminine family unit. It wasn't there. Okay, Four of Cups comes through the Ten of Cups. It wasn't there. What you were looking for was not there. Page of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. The message is that this is somebody that he was more or less looking at your resources, what you could provide him with. Because what you don't know is this man was destitute. Somebody came back, Five of Pentacles energy, right? He was outside of righteousness. Something was life had put him out in the cold. This man's life. When he showed back up, he was in need. Okay, we see you with something. We see him. This man was like in a Five of Pentacles. He may have even been kicked out of his own family. We pulled this under the Ten of Cups. This man may have a family that he had been somewhat kicked out of. Nobody was providing for him in his family. Nobody was helping him anymore. I'm hearing weasel. I keep hearing the word weasel. People in this man's family had got hip to him. Okay. He was without allies for his fuckery. There's no other way to say it. This man was without allies. Okay. This man didn't have support. Okay. He didn't. The support was not there. His family had... You're not understanding that the way you're being made to feel now, somebody feels alone in the rain, nobody's checking for me, what's going on? That is the way this masculine always feels. No, this is certainly the way he felt when he came to your door. Okay? This is certainly the way he felt when he came to your door. King of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This man was in a situation. You see he's trying to come through as your match, right? But keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind what is between y'all here. Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This man was left outside of whatever feminine is in his life. Okay, and he was coming to you, hoping to see you that you had something that could help him go from this Five of Pentacles back to a King of Pentacles. This man was coming to you in need. This man was coming to you to take. Okay, this man was a taker. You trusted a wolf. He was not who he said he was. Four of Wands in reverse once again. This man was coming to not get in a relationship. He was coming to get back up. Okay, this man was coming to get back on. This man was coming to take. You got a coin. He was out in the street bad. He was hoping to get a coin from you and not make the commitment. Okay, this man was coming to take resources. He was coming to take. Okay, this is a heavy energy around this, y'all. I'm telling you, somebody, you had no idea. Okay, you had no idea. You were, I'm hearing somebody was hopeful. You really were hopeful. So you may have taken a look at this Ten of Cups coming through in the reverse, right behind the Four of Wands in the reverse, right behind, we got that Five of Pentacles in the upright. He wasn't offering anything. Okay. He was coming to take. Six of Pentacles in reverse. He was coming to take from you. Okay. He was offering nothing. He was going to try to control you. He was going to try to leverage his power against you. The Ten of Cups in the upright is right under this. So this was somebody that was coming to, they knew you wanted a Ten of Cups. It's just a way for them to take. Okay, they could use that. Oh, you know, we gonna be this, we gonna be that, we gonna be doing this. That's not why they came around you. They came around you to take. They came around to you to get out of some type of sling they found themselves in. Okay, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. They weren't talking about the shit that was going on. Eight of Wands in reverse. They hadn't made you horribly aware of the truth of what was going on. They had not told you that. Okay. Church bells ring when the judgment card comes through the building. Judgment in the reverse. This man was suffering some kind of karma. Okay, go on, like this video, guys. Okay. Because hopefully we get to some healing for somebody through this, okay? By giving them this true message, okay? This man was in his karma, and he was trying to outrun it. Knight of Wands energy. Somebody was just trying to outrun the fact that the door was closing on them. They did not want anything real, okay? They were just trying to kind of get out of a jam they were in. Knight of Wands, Six of Swords, Five of Wands. They were trying to get out of a jam they were in and kind of transition themselves. They were fighting for, clarify this Five of Wands, okay? This masculine was really, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, just fighting to take, okay? He really wanted to come in and drain you of some particular resources. This man, and also for validation, people to see him, oh, I got somebody that I can pull from, that type of thing. Okay, Queen of Wands with the Seven of Swords in reverse. You came ready to get down. You came ready to be a matriarch. You came ready to hold your man down. You thought because of the past that y'all had, this was worth the risk. And you was sitting there thinking y'all was about to like pull up on everybody, let everybody know, bang, bang, we here. Okay? This is what you thought was about to happen. You thought that you was about to let the world know. Y'all was about to reintroduce yourselves. This is a past couple. You thought that finally we're about to show people that we back. Okay, this is what you thought. Okay, Nine of Wands in the reverse. You thought that you were going to be able to just, that hopefully this was going to be the moment. Okay. Seven of Swords in the reverse with the Nine of Wands in reverse. You were also hoping to come out of whatever pain. Y'all had a painful ending before. You were like, yes, this is it. And you were holding him down. You were like, we about to do it, y'all. Yes, everybody finna see. We back together. Bada boom, bada bing. Like, somebody was really excited. Okay, really excited. You were putting your all into it. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Like, if it was money, resources, sex, conversation, you were putting your all into it. Okay, you were giving as an empress. You were showing up and you were thinking, hey, if me giving a little bit more is gonna help us manifest, you know, no problem. Like, you thought you were investing in a relationship. You didn't think This was somebody that was coming through on some bullshit. Based on y'all's past, you thought, no, you know, we got history. It's nothing. I'll invest in the relationship. And we're not just talking money, energy, kindness, okay? Answering the phone. Hey, opening your door, letting the man come in and sit down. Everything that you did because you thought you two were building. You thought that we're trying to get to a relationship, but you believed that what you had with him was solid. So you had no problem giving attention. Six of Pentacles energy, you had no problem giving. You were like, we already, you know, we've been through hell and back. You know, I already know. You thought that you were being manipulated, basically, okay? You know, this man was, you know, kind of letting your past paint a picture of the today. And who he was then, or whatever the case, you know, he didn't come in that energy this time, okay? So you were thinking that y'all were planning for a future, okay? This man may have been doing future faking, playing down his ego and his energy, you know, acting like he was laid back and relaxed and coming to stay. Okay? That's how he was playing it. Ace of Swords in reverse, he was lying. Okay? He was lying to you. Queen of Wands energy coming through. You may be high in Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries energy, okay? Somebody that has, you're a very fiery woman, okay? You have no problem communicating what you feel, and he was lying to you. You were being direct. You were communicating what was real. You were communicating what was honest. You were thinking that we're setting up to finally make it happen. You know, some of y'all, this was a childhood sweetheart. You thinking, yes, we finally about to jump into it. Okay? Once you really communicated many of the things that you wanted to communicate, you may begin to notice the relationship started to slow down. Okay, somebody either, maybe you asserted yourself. Okay, we see this with the Eight of Wands, with the Queen of Wands. You may have asserted yourself. Or it may have just been like you needed to check him on something, so you checked him, or it could have been you started questioning, what are you really trying to do here? Okay, it is at this point, once you started to get, I guess, you know, in a sense, we would say suspicious, and you started to vocalize, hey, I'm not comfortable. Okay, what the hell going on? This is the point where things started to slow down and this man started to back out, okay? The Hierophant comes through in reverse. That is when you kind of were made aware. Once you articulated what you had to articulate, that's the point where you came aware there was no commitment. There was no commitment available here, okay? Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this man freed himself. You spoke up. You were giving, you were doing, and you realized that his lack of effort was beginning to show. The fact that he was taking and not giving was beginning to show. Okay, and you spoke up and was like, what the fuck? Okay, at that point, this man, it looks like he freed himself. He liberated himself. Eight of Swords in reverse. With the Hierophant in the reverse, the Chariot in reverse, he slowed things down, broke his promises, and got out the way. Okay. And that is why you feel left out in the rain. Okay, now it makes sense. And that is why somebody is feeling like they got left out in the rain. Knight of Cups, okay? Knight of Cups in the upright with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You really feel like this man came into your life with a whole Romeo energy, telling you that things were going to be great, things was about to change, and he totally annihilated you. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You know, we see you feeling like you got knocked on your ass. You know, it was a shock. It was a betrayal because this is someone that you thought you knew well enough to take an emotional risk on. You're not somebody that's just out here taking risks. You took a risk because you say, yeah, all that we've been through, all our history, you already know. I'm there. Like, let's give this a try. Okay, and you just were not right about him. Okay, unfortunately. Ten of Swords in reverse. Now you are left in the position of Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This man has left you holding the bag. This man has left you in a position where you basically feel like you've just been kind of crucified, hung up on a bed of nails, left to heal on your own, okay? And the problem is that they're still bleeding from this. Somebody is still bleeding from this. You're still hurt. You're still like, I can't believe it. There's the I can't believe it energy of it, okay? This man is, I just keep hearing weasel, okay? He's disgusting. Okay? It's just disgraceful. Again, this man was out for self, for his own gain. 7 of Pentacles with the Hangman. And that was all. What could he get out of it? Okay, Aquarius energy. This man himself may be an Aquarius, the star card energy. He was figuring that, you know, what can I take from her? Kind of trying to, you know, put his hopes and his dreams in that. He was like focused on the moment. Like, what can I get? Okay, 2 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, the Tower, okay? You know, you may have given him a little before you exploded, or I'm not even going to say you exploded. The divine exposed the scene to you, feminine, okay? The scene exploded. You began to catch the vibe and say, you know, this seemed like this might be some bullshit going on. And you started to question it. You started to spot the inconsistencies, the lies, the pretending, the taking but not giving. You spotted it. Okay? You spotted it. Okay? You started to demand that he bring something to you. Knight of Pentacles. You were saying, look, you got to put something into this. And that's when the heartbreak happened. Okay? That is when you got the rebirth of heartbreak. I'm hearing somebody, he's broke your heart before. It's not anything new. You thought that this time, you thought y'all were going to make it, y'all were going to do it. He was still up to no good. Okay? He was still up to no good. Page of Swords, 3 of Cups, okay? This man was up to no good, okay? Now that you've gone off on him, he's created a bridge, a wedge between y'all, okay? He just kind of put the swords up in between y'all. He's out here fraternizing with other women, trying to take from them. 9 of Cups. He's doing them the same way he did you. 9 of Cups in the reverse. He's trying to take from them, take their emotions, get them invested, get them poured into him. And then as soon as he thinks they're poured into him, he's going to start trying to take their resources. And this is what I'm hearing is the message to you. Somebody out there, you didn't realize it was all game. Okay? And you wouldn't have, because this was someone you knew. Some of y'all have known this person since you were little children. Okay? And you had no clue. You're caught in the rapture of being like, how could they do this to me? Okay, you're like, after all we've been through, and what's so hard is that you thought y'all were building. So you're putting energy into the relationship. You're giving to the relationship. You're speaking up, telling the truth, because you like, if we gonna do this, we got to be real with each other. So you putting your whole heart out there. And this man is just trying to get your heart caught up in it so that he can start taking from you. Okay? Whether we talking sex, money, hell, a free meal. This man didn't have nobody pouring into him no more, and just thought, you know, I'm just looking for somebody that'll be a sucker for me, okay? The world in the upright. Things have come full circle with this. You've seen what you've seen in him, and you're not going to unsee it. I get the vibe that he doesn't care if you see it or not, because you began to confront him about who he really was. He got clear on the fact that he really was not fooling you. Okay? The Magician in the upright. Once he really realized that he wasn't fooling you, you know, that the tricks and the lies, you saw through it. You had come full circle with all of it. And unfortunately, you're the person that got kind of left drowning in the emotion of it. You know, somebody out there, I think you're worried. This is literally what I'm hearing. I'm giving to you as I'm getting it. You're wondering what this man's thoughts of you are, because somebody you feel kind of foolish. You were sincere. You showed up. You were giving. You were invested. Just to realize it was all a game. The minute you said, hey, it seemed like you trying to cheat me, it was over. Okay? Somebody is worried. You're kind of thinking, well, what does he think of me? You know, does he think he got over on me? What is the conversation about me out there? Like, what are people saying? If y'all have mutual friends, what's the conversation? Okay. We see the Ace of Wands in reverse. He knows that things ended. Okay. Things are over. There was no new beginning. Things came to a close. This is what people know. Like, oh, he ain't talking to her no more. This man knows it came to a close because he manipulated it to a close. Okay. He knows that he closed it out. King of Cups in reverse with 3 of Wands. He manipulated this thing. Ace of Wands in reverse. He ended it. He manipulated it. Okay. 3 of Wands, and he's looking forward. There's not a lot that he does think. Unfortunately, this is just disgusting, y'all. This energy is so heavy, but it just came to me You know, so I'm reading it. Somebody needs to hear it. But this man is disgusting. He manipulated it to an end. He feels like he ended it. That's really where he's at. He was no longer turned on by the situation because there was nothing in it for him. So he manipulated it to a close and he moved forward. We will clarify the Three of Wands. Spirit clarifying the Three of Wands. Okay. With the Ten of Wands. So this man is moving forward. But what you should know is something is hindering him. Okay. Ten of Wands. There's a burden. This man has created more karma for himself by what he has done for you. There is a burden. For some reason, moving forward isn't going to be as easy as he thinks with that Ten of Wands. Why not, Spirit? What's going on? Moving forward, he's being blocked from moving forward. He intended to snake you and keep going. Something is blocking him from moving forward. Okay, Five of Cups is coming through the building in the reverse. Okay, with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse with the Lovers. Something is hindering this man from being able to lead the moved on to the sunset life, the dirty foul ass move that he was hoping to pull. Okay, there are forces energetically in terms of romance and passion that are kind of prohibiting him from moving forward, y'all. Okay. You know, with the Five of Cups coming through in the reverse, it's like after the funeral, right? This man buried you. I'm just giving y'all what I'm hearing, y'all. This is heavy. I hate to even have to read it, but somebody needs to hear it because it just literally, this one came to me, okay? Just it's like, just as I was getting started to record for y'all. Guilt. Five of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Pentacles is divine feminine energy that he took. Yeah, and then we see that with the Lovers. Guilt. This man's planning to leave you behind in the ugliest way because he's an ugly son of a bitch, okay? This is a very cruel, cold kind of energy. Cold more than anything. That he could do this to a friend, to somebody that he has a history with. This, you not anybody to him. And he's attempted to do the bullshit and then Houdini his way up out of the situation. Okay. That's what he was hoping to do. That Five of Cups coming through in reverse, y'all. He was exposed for being a snake to you. Okay? And there's some shame and loss attached to this. He feels shame. He feels loss. He feels guilt. Guilty conscience, okay? We're going to clarify the Lovers. Guilty conscience, clarifying the Lover spirit. Guilty conscience is attached to this masculine, okay? With the Two of Swords, we're clarifying the Lovers. This man is trying not to feel those feelings, okay? So that is what is blocking him. He thought he was going to make a clean break with snaking you. He has not been able to do that. And I literally just heard nemesis. Whoa. Okay, the Greek goddess of nemesis, okay? This man has created a nemesis for himself in the earth. And I'm hearing he has upset the fates. Y'all, where is this coming from? I don't hear from nemesis. I don't hear from the fates. Oh, it's been years since I heard from them. He has upset the nemesis. He has upset the fates. Okay, something fated is upon this man. I'm literally seeing a shadow over him. Okay. This man is looking up as something is kind of like eclipsing him. A weight. There's a weight. There's a weight coming down upon him from above him. Okay. Strength card comes through in the reverse. With the High Priestess. With the Four of Cups in the reverse. with the Tower in the reverse. His strength is going to be the energy that he extracted from you to make himself bigger, to make himself feel like he's this grand musician. I'm sorry, magician who just got away with some fuckery. That energy is going to be extracted from him and given back to you. Just so you know, okay? You are going to get that energy back that he took from you because he left you weakened, okay? He left you weakened. He's going to have to accept that you will have to be rebuilt because you are in High Priestess energy. He is going to have to accept that you will have to be rebuilt. And you're going to be rebuilt by your energy that he left with is going to be extracted from him in a violent and painful way. And this man, again, this guilty conscience and this shame, he's trying to stroll off into the sunset, but you know that his mind is being tormented by what he did to a divine feminine because you were good to him, you believed, you thought y'all were going to build, you were putting energy and fire into him, and he knew all the fucking time he wasn't shit, okay? Part of the reason he's gone from you, there was still this creeping feeling of guilt, okay? I keep hearing that he was dealing with. Temperance in the upright. There go that magician again, y'all. The magician in the upright. The Page of Wands in the upright. Okay? And I'm telling y'all, this is a situation where, you know, the fates are weighing it. There's a weight or a drop, a period of time where you are not communicating with this man. Y'all, the fates are weighing it. They're seeing, you know, it's whose heart deserves what, who gets what back. I'm literally seeing these spirits have a little cauldron full of feathers, full of big white feathers, like big white ostrich feathers, beautiful feathers. And they are picking the feathers out of this cauldron. This is what I'm seeing, y'all. Okay? And they're sorting them. Okay? Some of the feathers are slimy. A couple of them are black. They look like pigeon feathers. They're not as beautiful as the others. And they're being picked through and sorted through. I'm hearing that the slimy black feathers have afterbirth on them. Why? What does that mean? Okay. So there was a lot of like birthing energy around this. This relationship was like a miscarriage. It was something that you were carrying in your womb, feminine. Somebody had been hoping. Thank y'all, spirits. Forgive you. Okay. Somebody had been hoping for this for so long. This may have been a childhood or high school sweetheart that you carried in your womb for a long time. Okay. It was like a pregnancy. And when y'all got together this time, the pregnancy was terminated by these very spirits that we see here. They terminated this. They did not allow it to manifest. Remember, we saw when it started on, we saw scribe, writer. We saw that it had been written. This was intercepted. This was a miscarriage. No, this was aborted. This was aborted. And these energies, they're picking these feathers out of this cauldron. Some of them are beautiful, brilliant white. Some of them are destroyed, like dirty. You know, there's afterbirth, there's filth and muck. That's emotional energy I'm hearing from the miscarriage, from the sorrow, from the abortion, the sorrow. That's why okay, from the sorrow. This was like, the baby wasn't even viable. It was sick. This was like the relationship was sick. It was toxic. If it had been birthed, okay, what would have happened if it had been birthed? Why wasn't this relationship allowed to manifest? If the relationship had have manifested, it would have been stillborn. It's like this relationship can't live. The relationship can't live because the masculine in this energy is dead. He doesn't have any divine energy. You've tried a couple of times in your life to start a relationship with this man. You need a divine masculine. You need somebody that also has divine energy. He doesn't. So it's like it's only life on one side of creation here. He's not putting anything into it. He don't have anything, spiritually speaking. He doesn't have anything to put into this. Okay, so this relationship that you keep trying to birth, it can't live with only one parent. That's what we're seeing here, okay? It's not being born. And it's him. He's like permitting this abortion to happen. He won't breathe life into this. He's not doing his part to manifest this. He never does, okay? He doesn't want this to manifest. He doesn't even want this to be viable, okay? He's playing a lot of tricks. He's played a lot of tricks. He's evil. It's the evil spirit. He's creating this. He's creating this. That's why these spirits intervened and just aborted this. Like, fuck this. Just terminate this. Because even if this had been manifested, he was going to kill it. This was stopped. Divine intervention. This relationship coming to fruition, it was stopped. It was ended from the spirit realm down. Okay? That's a message that you needed to hear. Page of Wands energy with the Ace of Swords and upright. And it is the truth. So you're crying over what happened between you and him. This actually wasn't a what happened between you and him. This was more about divine termination. Okay, that's what I'm hearing, y'all. Divine termination for y'all. This, yeah, some of y'all, this was a childhood relationship. This was terminated. And these fates, they're sorting through the debris, the pieces of this, and they're going to decide who gets what in terms of karma, rebirth, afterbirth. Okay, they're going to decide who gets what, and this man is going to end up with a weight. We saw with 10 of Wands, he's going to end up with a weight upon him. Okay, we're going to clarify this 10 of Pentacles that's coming behind this 6 of Cups. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this one just came out the clear blue. 6 of Wands in the reverse. Once again, this was somebody that you had a long-standing relationship with in your life. 10 of Pentacles with the 6 of Wands in reverse. No legacy is ever going to be born of that connection. Spirit will not allow it. You're looking at him. You're saying, why did he do this to me? It wasn't him, baby. This came from upstairs. You know what I'm saying? This came from upstairs, okay? This decision came from up top. Somebody is sitting there thinking it's all about him and how he felt about you. This relationship would not have been viable even if he had tried to put whatever little half-ass ingredients he has into it. It just wasn't, it's not meant to, it truly is not in the stars. It's not in the cards. We pulling the cards right now, okay? It's not in the stars. It's not in the cards. It was not meant to be. That's it. That's all. Okay. This was a situation where you know, just learn that in the future, it'll be a good idea to have your guards up when it comes to truly spilling out all of your emotions to someone that you haven't seen from a while. If for a while, they may be from your past, but this man was not, he was in some type of dire straits and he just was not who you recalled. Okay. So in his attempts to move forward from you and just forget that happened and just fuck her, man, okay, he's not going to be able to do that. Spiritually speaking, that's not something that is even a possibility. So we kind of want to see at this point, so what does that mean, Spirit? I mean, in the fates, please show us, what does this all mean? Okay? What does this all mean? 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, obviously there is no union between you and him at this time. And what's going to happen is his guards are about to drop. Okay, this is different. There is no union. His guards are about to drop, and we see him walking towards what? 8 of Cups in reverse. This man is walking away from his dropped guards and this disunion. He is walking toward The devil. Child. I'm just going to ring the bell on that just because. Oh, my goodness. Folks is walking towards Lucifer. My God, today. He is walking towards the devil. Okay? And what more? What? Oh my God. Lord, cover us as we venture into this. This man is walking towards hell, okay, in a nutshell. This man, you know, we see this Eight of Pentacles coming through with this Queen of Pentacles. This man is walking in this direction because of the focus that he had on you. That was not a good idea for him spiritually to focus that evil and that taking energy on you. Two of Pentacles in the upright, Five of Wands in the upright, along with the Lovers in the reverse. So this man that was not a good idea for him, you know, to play it like he played it. His focus on you has created some level of imbalance for him in terms of his own resources. He didn't have shit anyway. So now that what little you had or whatever energy you was breathing into him is gone, this man's environment has become Five of Wands energy, right? It's not comfortable. He's not comfortable. He's fighting with himself over what he did for you. He's to you. Okay, there's still disharmony showing in this relationship. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This man doesn't have a team. There's no teamwork around him. Nobody's really fooling with him now. So now he's got time to think about how he treated his little childhood sweetheart. Okay. Page of Pentacles coming through in the reverse. How he took from her and just walked off and moved towards the future. Three of Wands energy without looking back. He just strolled off. He's got time to sit and think about that now. He has time to sit and think about that after the mental karma, the mental hell, the mental demonic energy, the mental anguish, the mental pain of him literally walking into the lake of fire. This is his guilty conscience I'm hearing that represents that lake of fire energy. And the fact that he took from you, he focused on taking from you. Now he's got to sit and think about that, okay? That is just the way that it goes. You know, he's sitting thinking about how he took from you, how he tried to just walk away in this player energy and start anew. Okay, that's what he tried to do. King of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Okay, he tried to just walk off and start something else. Nine of Wands in reverse and just act like that didn't happen. Okay, he wasn't going to take any of the responsibility for how he made a friend feel. Okay. Strength card in the reverse. This is weak. Okay, his attempts to just walk off and forget this and move towards the karmics, we see them coming through again in future plans. Very weak. Strength card in reverse. He's not going to be successful with that. That's not something that we see really working out for him. Six of Wands in reverse. We see losses. We see another woman particularly really busting his stupid ass down. Very sneaky Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords. A very sneaky dark feminine energy. Okay, somebody is really going to get the best of him out here. Somebody that he never saw coming that's really going to be kind of a fucked up person. For some of these men, it may be their mother. Their mother actually creates a hazardous environment for them in one way or the other. What else should our feminine know about this situation? Because that's really the question. What else do you need to know? Okay. That's the bottom line. This is about you and your healing. This man is already, his soul is already cursed. You see now that there was divine energies that came in and kind of just killed that, like ripped that from your womb before it even got a chance to manifest. And because if it had manifested, we saw literally a stillbirth, right? So it would have manifested and brought with it more grief, more problems, more sadness, shock, confusion. I can't believe this is happening. Then you would have to go through the full burial of the manifestation of this relationship. It was really going to be, you think this is emotionally taxing? Okay, toxic and taxing. You hadn't seen nothing yet. Also, I'm hearing these fates, they didn't even want this man reproducing with you. They didn't want him getting in. We're talking about manifesting this relationship, but, you know, spiritually, metaphorically speaking. They didn't even want this man producing that with. They didn't want that in the earth, you and him. Okay, because this is a sexual thing that they're trying to stop you from. Once y'all sexual energy connects, I think these energies are afraid of where that's. They don't want him. Okay, the energies, the deities that protect you, they just don't want no parts of this man and his demons. They don't want him. They feel like this is contamination, and they cut his ass off. They was like, we're not even gonna let you do this shit here. Snip. Okay. Okay, the Hermit is coming through in the reverse. The Knight of Wands comes through behind that with the Seven of Wands. This man is going to have the balls to try to come back your way in an attempt to get you to come out of your shell and talk to him again. You have been shocked, okay, shocked and pulled away from him and just like, I can't believe you could do this to me. Okay, you're never going to see him the same again. After the history that y'all have, you're done. This man actually tries to run back, hoping that you will be in Queen of Cups energy, hoping that you will still be willing to open up and tell him, you know, beautiful things. The High Priestess energy in the reverse, you know, talking to him, telling him your secrets. He's basically going to come back hoping that you were the you that he ran off from a few minutes ago. And it is only his guilty conscious sister that's running him back. Just so you know. This man may actually try to come back talking about a commitment. The Hierophant. Begging your forgiveness. If you take him back, he's not going to go through. This man wants you to let him off the hook for the guilt he feels for how he treated you. And if you let him off the hook, if you were to be like, okay, you know, if you believe him, which you're not going to, I already see that. He wouldn't go through with the relationship. He's just trying to relieve his guilty conscience. He tried to abandon you. He tried to, hey, run you over with the car and not look back. That's how fucked up of an individual this is. Okay? He can't do it. He's dealing with a guilty conscience. Okay? It's killing him. There's that Aquarius energy again. It's about him. It always is. Okay, the Star card. This man will literally try to come back. Okay, and sell you the dream. The Star card energy, what you thought. It could be everything you thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking straight. My money was funny. There was a crisis you didn't know about. I had lost my job, my baby mama, woo-wop-de-pop. Listen, I know how you probably looking at me, but hear me out. Listen, I feel you, but look, you wanted this. You wanted flowers, you want whatever you want. I got it for you now, babe. Come on, stop tripping. Give it another chance. I'm not going to leave. I didn't come to fight. Knight of Swords in reverse. I didn't come to fight. Come on. I'll give it to you exactly the way you wanted me. What did you want? You wanted this. You wanted to go here. You wanted to go there. Then just say the word. We can go. I just needed to get back on my feet. You know how it is. Five of Swords energy. Betrayal. This man's guns is always locked and loaded. This is Judas. This is Judas. This is Judas. This here is Judas. He's always going to be a betrayer. That's who he is. Had you gotten a relationship with him, I want y'all, somebody out there, I want y'all to pause and think about it. And we may actually need to do a reading on this at some point in the week. If Spirit leads me back to it. Because I got to say that, like, I'll get an idea. And sometimes Spirit just does not lead me back to a thing. Or it'll come back to me and it'll be like, nah, don't put that out there. So, okay. But as it stands right now, how do y'all feel? And I'm getting this from Spirit. Somebody you hurt, you sad, you feel like you was left in the cold. But I need to ask you a real question. What do you think would happen if you decided to be Mary Magdalene? We know Mary Magdalene, she followed Jesus. She held on to Jesus. She held him down. She was there for him. She was the first one to see him resurrected. She was on his team. Okay. She kept up relationships, trying to understand the teachings and knowing what he was about. And, you know, holding on to him, you know, bleeding for him. I don't care what, I'm following him. What if Mary Magdalene got in a relationship with Judas? Do you understand me? Do you think that your divine spirit team would intersect and bust some shit up if they knew Mary Magdalene was about to get in a fucking relationship with Judas? Because that's who this is. This is Judas. And this high priestess energy for you, that's Mary Magdalene energy. How Mary Magdalene gonna stand 10 toes down for Judas? And if you get in a relationship with him, Lord, thank you, Spirit, because you just opened the door that I couldn't even have imagined. If you got in a relationship with Judas, do you know how the fuck that would be? You giving your all and you being ride or die to support the greatest traitor humanity has ever known. You support, look at what your karma would turn into, sis. I need you to hear me. Look at what your karma would turn into, G. Look at what your karma would turn into. You become the wife and main supporter of the energy that betrayed Jesus. This is an energy that betrayed God. What happens to your karma if you become ride or die to the energy that betrayed Jesus? There will be no redemption for you. You just saw this man walking off into the pits of hell. You just saw him walking off into the pits of hell. We synced him. Yes, I said synced. There will be no redemption for your soul if you become the wife, the helpmeet to fucking Judas. Y'all, Judas betrayed our Lord. Tell me, can you feel me? I had to bring Pac out, okay? Let's shout out to Pac. He probably here listening. What's up, Pac? We trying to keep Jada Alcina Shakur Smith under control, but we doing our thing. Pac, okay? Do you know what would happen if you tie your energy to that? See, this is why it was aborted. Because you wasn't looking at it spiritually. You was looking at it in the earth realm. Somebody was sitting there. You were so worried about the earth realm. You were so worried about the physical. You were so worried about the superficial. You were so worried about people saying, oh, my girl got her man back. Nah. And people being able to smile and kiki when y'all walked up in the bar, the lounge, the corporate meeting, the skating rink, the bodega, that you wasn't thinking about the spiritual aspects of the thing. Let me tell you something, Divine Feminine. The Most High, why would he want his daughter married to Judas? Of course this was aborted. Of course this is a plane that was shot down out the sky. You wasn't looking at this right. We saw that earlier on, and now we see why. We saw that it was written, because it was written. You can't be married to Judas. Okay? All Set was Horus's mama. She wasn't Set, mama. I want you to catch this. This would have been akin to you being the mother to Lucifer as opposed to mother to Jesus. We don't need the divine mother mothering this. You would have created grace and mercy over this man that he don't even fucking deserve. And in return, he was going to be bringing you closer to damnation. We talking spiritual principles here. We talking ancient history. It don't change. It don't change. The stories, the energies, the bloodlines, the spiritual DNA, it don't change. We here walking with the Divine Feminine. We over here with All Set. We over here with Mother Mary. We over here with the Mary Magdalenes and then all these different energies. Okay? We over here. Paying our respects to all the elements of Mary. How Mary gonna be with the fucking traitor? How Mary gonna mother the devil? We ain't say Rosemary. We said Mary. Okay, we ain't doing Rosemary's, but look at his eyes. We ain't giving that kind of tea. We said Mary. We said Mary. Mary, how could you go? That's coming to me. MARYHOWC. man got aught against Mary. How could you hurt me? Into my love. This is a man that'll sit and try to figure out why Mary hurt him. This a demon. This an antichrist. Don't you know only the antichrist want to subdue and humble Mary, the mother of God? Mary Magdalene, the helpmeet of the Savior? Who want to humble her? Who want to humble a woman walking in the energy of Mary? Who would want, what kind of heathen? You know who would want to do it? Judas, round there kissing on Jesus. Lion, snake, serpent, dog. Who else would want to do it? I'll wait. But you thought the Most High was finna sit back and let Judas put a ring on you? Baby, the Most High, let me tell you something you need to catch. The Most High get you up out of this universe before he do that. Because he ain't going to let one of his fall. So catch that. Catch that tea that I just gave you. This here. This right here. The moon in the reverse. It's all out in the open now that I just said it to you, so you can't say you don't know. And I'm getting at the Most High really want to drive that point home. See, he's saving you because you knew. Throw the fates in there to break shit up. You know, throw nemesis in there, put a little karma on his back. The Lord is protecting you because you didn't know. He's saying you didn't know. You don't know. I got to protect you. Let me tell you right now, as of this moment, you know. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. This is Judas. And you're walking in Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. You working in all, you walking in all that. And I want to tell you guys that the energies around you, dark and light, feminine, are protectors of women. You got Lilith around you. You got Urzuli around you. You got Kali around you. Okay? They protect women. You're being protected. Because you're in divine energy, dark or light. But I'm telling you something right now. Now you know. Okay, now you know. Okay? Now it's out in the open. You realize now that they're getting involved with this man, what did it mean? The world card in reverse in terms of it being problematic and reversing spiritual cycles in your life. The Ace of Cups comes through in reverse. Okay? The knowledge has been given to you. This is feminine knowledge, feminine wisdom, divine counsel, high priestess energy. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene has spoken to you and pointed out to you who you are, what you about, and why this keeps getting up. Because it didn't happen for y'all when y'all was younger either. Okay? It never pans out. You were left in Nine of Swords energy. You were left in a position of needing to recover, needing to recoup. But I'm telling you right now, your recovery and your recoupmentship, okay, if I made up a word, has a chance at being positive for you. And I'm going to tell you why it has a chance of being positive for you. Because the termination of that manifestation was divine. It was from the gods. They ended it. So they are going to make sure that you're straight. They are going to make sure that you heal. The Most High is going to make sure that you heal. Because they terminated it. Okay? That Nine of Swords energy, they're going to make sure you bounce back to your full self. You want to make sure more than anything else, the Hermit energy, your prayer life needs to be really, really solid right now because you want to heal. Okay? You want to heal. Some of y'all consider sleeping with something. You know, you sleep with your Bible in the bed with you. Sleep with a rosary. Sleep with something to call on that protection if you need to in the night. Okay? King of Swords. Okay, you want to definitely be praying and praying because this man is going to be praying and praying, preying. Though he is disconnected right now. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and pull this clarifying this King of Swords energy, okay? Okay, we see the Justice card. Okay, clarifying this King of Swords energy again. This man's guilty conscience drives him to try to come back. We see a text message. I literally see a text message just whirling in the air, like it's already in the air. This man is already thinking of texting you. It's already a thought. He's thought of it and put his phone down a couple of times. I should say, nah. This is about his guilty conscience. It's always about him. Please remember that. Okay, Page of Cups. Page of Cups. With the Chariot. This man tries to come back off his guilty conscience and drive this point home. Come on, let's go ahead and do it. It's a lie. Ace of Swords in reverse. And I'm going to tell you, it's not even so much that he is a lie. You know, Judas. You know, Judas will do anything for a few pieces of silver. We learned that. He'd send Jesus to his grave for some coins. The spirit of Judas was one that was deception, even though he played his part in the story, right? He was the divine deceiver in that, okay? He's the person that made sure Jesus, you know, fulfilled the prophecy of the Lord. But that's not what we're here for today. This man is a lie. His spirit, who he is, what he's about. Okay, he's a lie. It's no more complex than that. Temperance. Okay. With the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. With the Four of Wands. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to be aware of. Who this man is a lie in general. He will come back talking compromise. There is no compromise. There will never be any teamwork with him. Not even in a marital situation. And it's not about you. Once again, we see it's not about you. It's about relieving his grief. His Five of Cups energy. Okay, he's running back towards you to get out of that Five of Cups. It's killing him. It's killing him because of who you are in the spirit realm. You betrayed Mary Magdalene, you know, even though he's a bastard, he can't sleep at night. Y'all remember how it ended for Judas. It's the same shit. So this is a situation where Judas is saying, instead of me unaliving myself, let me just see. See, Jesus was dead, you know, so he had to go ahead and eat that. But if Jesus had still, even though if they had just roughed him up a little bit and he was just laying there on the ground, you know, trying to collect his thoughts, Judas, once he got to that point where he wanted to unalive himself, you already know he was going to run down there and start begging, Jesus, please forgive me. Jesus, I didn't mean it. Jesus, I didn't know. And it was about absolving him of his conscience was eating at him. Same thing this man is going through. You know, he know you a writer. He know you was a good one. He was a good one when y'all was kids. It's him that ain't shit. He's a lie. He is a lie. Okay? He is a descendant of spiritually speaking. He is under the umbrella of, he is a part of the lineage in the earth of the Judas spirit. Okay? We see it. He's been moving like this all your life. This ain't new. And you've been moving like Mary Magdalene all your life, saying, let me be your ride or die. And he knows you a ride or die. That's what's killing him. You so good. Okay? Five of Swords comes through here in the reverse. Do not allow this punk to come in with this Judas energy and betray you again. You have to stop him. Okay? Five of Swords in reverse. I don't believe that you're not going to stop him, but I have to say that. Okay? Stop him. Okay? Stop him. Seven of Cups in the upright. This man is starting to fantasize about you and how to get himself out of this betrayal energy. He's obsessed, if you will. Nine of Swords, okay? Trying to get himself out of that. The Five of Cups. The Nine of Swords energy, okay? This man is trying to get himself out of it. He's not going to be able to. So this man is going to be long suffering for how he treated you in terms of mental anguish and the hell realm. Okay, and like I say, Jesus, it wasn't no going back trying to work things out with Jesus because Jesus was gone. But in your case, you're still here in the earth realm. You still have a social media page or a phone number or a sister that live over on 83rd or, you know, somebody that y'all both know, that girl that work at the beauty supply house or whatever the case may be. And these are spaces where this man may try to present himself, trying to figure out how can he relieve himself of the anguish that he feels just for being Judas. And Judas hurts. You know, we saw it. Judas took himself up out of here in the end. Judas is not an easy cross to bear. Okay, it's an energy that ultimately eats itself. And so with that being said, he's hoping you will get him out that jam. Okay, he knows you're an empress. Who doesn't? Okay, Mary Magdalene energy with the Ace of Cups. You're it. You're the ultimate feminine. He does not know anybody else that walk as high or as tall as you do. That's why he's sick. That he basically sent you to crucifixion for no fucking reason. Six of Swords in reverse. But he can't come back, baby. He can't come back. Okay? I want y'all to really catch that word that Spirit gave us, because that blew my hair back. I'm going to have to do more research on that in my personal time. Baby, Judas is out here thinking that he going to date Mary Magdalene. How? How, my guy? Okay? But it's the selfishness of that Judas energy, right? Still think you deserve the best. This a woman that's supposed to be with a divine masculine. This woman was with Jesus. That is where the Mary Magdalene energy belongs. Jesus, divine masculine at a level that no one would believe. A high-ranking spiritual energy. Judas say, let me have her. I done messed over 2-3 times already. I got Johnny Gill out here singing, talking about on a perfect day. But he still say to himself, let's overlook all that. Let me get the baddest woman on the planet. Huh. Arrogance is an understatement. Let's talk about this man's name. Because we know spiritually what his name is. And we know the fates had to come in and tear this man's spirit out your life. Violently, volatilely, and subtly. Okay? Because this was just ridiculous. Okay, we got an M, y'all. Somebody, this man name begin with an M. It could begin with a P. It could begin with an I, okay? It could begin with an I, a W, an F. Okay? We looking into it because this is sickening, y'all. Somebody came and truly tried to bastardize the divine feminine energy, okay? It could begin with a G or a D. Okay, somebody came through and full on, and they're going to pay for that. You can't come into the divine space and mess over. You understand me? It's not, no. Just fucking no. Okay? And then this is what this person is feeling. It could be a C. It must be a C in here somewhere, y'all. We just pull C and C back to back. It could be a T. It could be an O. Okay? We see an I again. We're seeing O again. Okay? Yeah, beware. Beware. This man can't face himself in the mirror, okay, after what he's done to you. The fact that he literally just tried to abscond. He tried to abscond. What's the, y'all know the word I'm trying to say. He tried to run off. He tried to abscond. Y'all, I'm saying, whatever it is, I'm saying it all types of wrong and crazy. I don't know what's going on. But he tried to abscond. Like, y'all, listen. I think I'm still speaking English. I'm not even sure. But he tried to flee the scene. Okay? He tried to flee the scene and he couldn't quite do it. And that is also a trait that is, we know, very highly associated with the Judas energy. You know, Judas, like we said, he thought he was going to be able to just do Jesus any old kind of way. And it ultimately, he couldn't live with himself. You know, them few little coins didn't mean shit when he realized who he had betrayed. Okay, the character, the spirit, the divinity, the intentions toward him that the energy of Jesus had. And I'm hearing that's coming to me, y'all. That's what this man is struggling with. Your intentions toward him were so ride or die, so good, so pure. You believed so much. You were such a champion. You were such a cheerleader. You put so much passion behind him. You showed up. You showed out. And you had no problem letting anybody know. And this man actually doesn't believe he's worth what you put on him. He like, she loved me like that. He's having nightmares. There's some nightmares in here. There's some bad dreams, okay, about how he left you betrayed. He's remembering you very fondly. He's thinking of sweet things you said, or your perfume, or, you know, all these different things. He's being haunted at this point by your energy, your spirit, your good deeds, your goodwill, your kindness, your sweetness, your somebody was high in Queen of Cups energy, somebody was high in Queen of Pentacles energy. So we could be talking Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, being high in the chart, okay, high in the way that you move. And these things are haunting him. He knows that this was just, and he's done women like this, but see, and he's lived with it, and he thought he could do it to you. But y'all have this past, and then your energy was something he's not used to, the sweetness of it, the Mary Magdalene, I'm here with you, I got you. He's being tortured. He's being tortured emotionally, mentally. Mentally more than anything. He's got repetitive thoughts. Can't, you know, he just feels awful. He should. He's a piece of shit. Okay? Merriment. Malady. Death. Honey! Oh, that scared me. How we go merriment, malady, death? It was all good just a week ago. How we go from merriment to malady to death? How we go 3 of Cups, 9 of Swords, death card? This man gonna have an accident or something. Lover. Anger. Visit. There's a misfortune looking for this man. There's some type of misfortune. It's on foot already. It's on foot already, what's looking for him. Falseness. This man gonna try to fuck over the wrong person or put himself in the wrong room with the wrong type of person. May have something to do with gambling. Fortune. Falseness. May have something to do with gambling. If he gambles, if he's a gambler, is he a gambler? He takes a risk. It's funny because when you took a risk that backfired on you, he's going to take a risk that backfires on him. That's the message. Y'all, something fucked up coming to this man. And actually, his karma for how he did you is mental anguish. Okay? This is about something else. This man got justice, karma, and fate on foot looking for him. Yeah. That meant this man got justice, karma, and fate on foot looking to him. Whatever this is, he did something. He play a lot of games with money, trying to take money from women, gambling with money, playing with money. Somebody finna catch up to him. Or something is about to catch up to him. Widow. Y'all, this man might be on his way up out of here. No cap. Okay? We see a baby. We see a widow. And a thought. There's a baby that someone was thinking of having with him. It may have even been you. You might have thought y'all was going to have a baby at one point. That baby is not even going to make it here. He's about to get aborted. Straight down the middle. Something is about to cut this man off at the pass. And I'm saying it don't have nothing to do with you. It don't have nothing to do with you. Okay? This is about something else. We see love and loss, baby. It keeps getting realer and realer. It keeps getting realer and realer. And you know what's sad? Unexpected joy comes right behind this, y'all. It's some people that's going to be glad to see something fucked up happen to dude. Officer. Desire. That's how many people he's left that have hurt him, okay? Desire, house, okay? Something's going to happen, y'all. There may be a foreclosure on his home. We see this officer. We see desire and house. Something that he really desired, okay? Potentially this home. We see the sheriff, police coming out of some shit. Over some money, baby. Some money. That's what it say. Over some back money. Okay? Some back money. Perhaps something to do with a divorce, a marriage, some shit that went down. Ecclesiastic, baby. And we end on it was written. Ecclesiastic. Okay? This is what it is. This is what was written. There ain't nothing you can do to stop this. Somebody out there in your divine Mary Magdalene energy now, you're sitting there saying, oh my God, I got to pray for Carl or whoever, because we seen them seas. I got to pray for Cleophas. Oh my God, something finna happen to William. Let me go ahead and put a prayer down for Marquavius. Listen, let me tell you something about trying to pray for Mario's ass. Don't. I'm telling you what I'm hearing. Do not put yourself in the crosshairs. Okay? When these officers come to collect Judas, spiritual officers, or maybe even real officers, okay, come to collect Judas for all the people he's betrayed, all of the hurt that he's slung out on people that didn't deserve it. Women, children, friends, relatives, whomever, people at the job. When karma comes to gather his ass up, you don't want to pray for him. I'm going to tell you why. You don't want to be in the way. Okay? This is a time now where this man gonna have to, he got to take this walk on his own. You know, nobody was gonna pray Judas out of the aftermath of being the man that set up Jesus. Wasn't nobody gonna, you couldn't pray Judas out of that. You could have prayed and then received blowback from that by experiencing the anguish and the devastation and shock when Judas unalived himself. You could have attached yourself to his energy only to catch the blowback of his exiting here. Get out the way. Some people think I better call. When this man tries to crawl back to you, 5 of Swords energy that he's trying to get out of, 9 of Swords energy that he's trying to get out of, don't give him no reprieve, because you saw what would happen. You saw we took the walk. Mary Magdalene get with Judas. She's going to bring havoc to herself. She's going to share in his karma. She's going to share in being the widow of a traitor. She's going to share in being the wife of a traitor. You don't deserve that. You lived in divine feminine energy. You've been a friend. You've been a counterpart. You will experience, and this man may make some type of, this man may go as far as trying to say he wants to marry you. I keep seeing the 4 of Wands in my mind over and over. He's going to sell you that. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. This man is running from his karma. And if you tie yourself to him, you will experience long sacrifice. You will experience pain, embarrassment, misery, anger, misunderstandings. People will hate you because they'll say, how could she be with a snake like him? Because everyone is experiencing him in a negative way. He betrayed me. He lied to me. He played me. I found out he was behind my back doing XYZ. What kind of woman would be married to something? And you don't deserve to be looked at as unvirtuous, unrighteous, unsanctified. You don't deserve it because that's not who you are, okay? That's not who you are. Mary Magdalene, you know, she was following the Most High, okay? And you had some people wanting to talk shit about her because, you know, she wasn't out here, you know, married and carrying on. She out here following the Savior, keeping him straight, and people still want to talk trash, okay? But aside from that, she was following the Savior that put her name in the books. That's an energy that people still going to take up for her. That's an energy that people still going to say people should have been talking bad about her. She is now a woman who has been attached to the Most High, to the grace and the honor. She is sharing in the beauty and the strength and the legacy and the adoration and the worship and the beliefs of Jesus. That is the legacy that she was able to lay. You know, being a part of Jesus's legacy is an honorable, mighty thing. I'm hearing this from Spirit to really seriously, somebody really need to ask themselves this question. What is mighty or honorable about being attached to the legacy of Judas? What is honorable about being in a Ten of Pentacles legacy energy with Judas? What is honorable about standing in pictures side by side with Judas? Somebody out there has been hurting. Somebody out there has been crying. Your heart has been pierced, understandably so. You had an old friend pull the old 1-2 on you, do they big one on you. Somebody you never thought would do they big one on you did. And you're hurting. But Spirit is saying this to you. If you can sit with yourself and answer the question, you can answer it to yourself, in yourself, or you could go to the Lord in prayer and just talk about this. What honor did you plan to gain by being publicly, spiritually, privately, mentally, sexually, physically known as the closest known friend, as the next of kin of Judas? Had Spirit not come in and aborted that manifestation, you were on your way to being the next of kin, the closest friend, the side by side of Judas. Okay? The Lord is my strength and shield. I trust him with all my heart. Psalm 28:7. God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. Okay? Rose quartz, healing energy to you. And know that your spirit team rescued you. Don't question the way this played out no more. This was, spiritually speaking, so much deeper and so much more problematic and so much scarier than you could ever have fucking known. Okay? Just be glad for your spirit team, their protection, and whenever you feel hurt and pain or confusion or like I still can't believe it, just sit with that question. What did you plan to gain? And what do you think you would have possibly gained by being known everywhere, even in your own heart, spirit, and mind? Ultimately, because you were going to have to admit that this was just Judas flat out. What did you plan to gain by being the closest known kin, the wife, the Mary Magdalene, the ride or die for Judas? That's all you need to know. If you want to know what happened in that relationship or what could have happened or why didn't it work, what would have happened if it had worked, whatever your answer to that question is, that's the answer. If you have enjoyed this Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, okay? Go ahead, hit the bell. Okay, if you want to be here every single time, me and the T team are up in here doing it again with all these good old tarot messages, okay? Please like this video. Like this video. Like this video, okay? Again, if you would like a personal reading from me, please go ahead and hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. Okay? $44.44 for all readings. Please allow a 48-hour turnaround time. If you got a little tea, little something on your mind, or maybe one of these readings touched you, just want to share a little something, I don't know, go ahead and hit me up at dfteabox@gmail.com. I promise I will get back to every message. Every message just be taking me time, y'all. Some of y'all be sending me sagas. You understand me? So it be taking me a minute to get back to y'all. Because sometimes I be reading stuff, I be engrossed, I be eating popcorn like this, like watching a movie, y'all. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.